All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rahak, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. And She Brother Rock coming back at you with another lesson. This is going to be some news and prophecy. I'm going to speak about the pivot and turnaround with RFK Jr. and him trying to get America's health back in order, but it's too little too late. All right, let's play a little bit more, play some of this, and I'll get some precepts lined up here.
Sushi, the nigiri, and it was clear, and I was like, I thought I was eating. I went to a sushi restaurant last night, and they brought the sauce for the sushi, the nigiri, and it
dyes are done for discount. So there it is, genucell.com/redacted. All right, well, hey, moments ago, a stunning announcement out of Washington. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. officially declaring that artificial food dyes are done in the United States. That's right. As of this afternoon, the Secretary of Health and Human Services declared a nationwide phase-out of petroleum-based food dyes, the kinds found in cereals, potato chips, sodas, candles, snacks. Basically, the entire American grocery store is going to be affected by this.
Wait, you can't put dyes in a candle? You're not supposed to eat the candle.
No, I don't know exactly, but I think
nobody else is eating candles. I went to a sushi restaurant last night, and they brought the sauce for the sushi, the nigiri, and it was clear. And I was like, I thought that was, he's like, it's a sweet sauce, but we don't put red dye in it anymore.
Oh. How'd it taste? The same?
It tasted the same. It was great.
Imagine that.
Have you seen the clear ketchup? That weirds me out a little bit. It
No.
looks like hair gel.
Ew, that's weird.
I know.
But see, this is why we have this problem, right? So the people think that things need to look a certain way, like this apple needs to be this shiny object, right? But
Yeah.
in fact, no, it doesn't need to have that preservative coating around the outside of it. What is that company, Peel, that Bill Gates runs?
Right.
It's like it reminds me of the non-nutritive furniture varnish or food varnish from Christmas Vacation. That you remember Clark?
Oh,
works?
yeah.
And he made that non-nutritive cereal varnish to keep the milk from cracking it down. It's so we need to get over these things, And anyway, let that sink in. The United States government just declared war on Red 40, Yellow 5, all the rainbow-colored toxins Big Food has been pumping into your kids for decades. So this is all part of his big Make America Healthy Again program.
So you see, RFK is now going back finally and trying to get the food dyes out of the food, but it's too goddamn late for that, man. This America is soaked full of blood. All right, and I'm gonna get the precept on that. And not everything that you see is done by the sword. Not all causes of death are by the sword, but technically it is a sword, because this devil, he's so cold with it, with the weapon, he can do a lot of his damage wearing a lot of those white lab coats. Okay, they're some of the most dangerous people in the world, man. All right, really, that's a priesthood. I'm gonna have to look into it more so. Okay, but you got so-called science basically worshipped as a left-hand priesthood. I believe there's a couple. Babylon, Hollywood is a priesthood. I believe science is another priesthood. Okay, one is more spiritual and one is more carnal, but that they're both on the left hand. And he does a lot of damage through that, man. You know how many people are in the spirit world because of this guy said it was okay to do it and it wasn't. But what do the scriptures say about this guy? Psalm 73:6. Therefore pride compassed them about as a chain, and violence covereth them as a garment. Okay, that's how these people are. Okay, when they're saying one thing, but they meaning something completely different, man. Watch that movie Killers of the Flower Moon. When it goes into Esau taking over the Gadite land, especially the Osage Indians, he was saying a lot of nice things to them because they own the land. But what was he planning the whole time? Destruction. He was offering them one left and right, man. One by one, he was putting them in the spirit world to take over that land. When you go verse 7, it says their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. Because you would ask yourself, you're this big food company, well, why go further and put all of these poisons and dyes into it, man? You know, because they saw a way to make money off of you on the back end through the medical industry. Okay, keeping you perma-sick, you know? You got flu seasons and things that shouldn't even be normal at all. Y'all, you're okay with it, you know? You're not supposed to, half of these things are not normal. You're not supposed to just sit there and tolerate it, you know? You're not supposed to have all of these food allergies, you know? People can't drink milk no more. They can't process gluten anymore. You know, your child is in a medical gurney, you know, seasoned out because he touched the peanut, man. You know, this ain't normal, okay? But he did it anyway because he saw a way to make money. Like I said, his eyes stand out with fatness. Going down to verse 8, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily, okay? So they always got something nice to say about new cutting edge technology and promising things, man, okay? But the scriptures say when this guy starts talking peaceably, that's when it's time to worry. Okay? Proverbs 26:5, when he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. All right? So even when he's saying he's gonna get the food dyes and things out of the supply chain, well, you should be skeptical of that, man. What else are they gonna introduce? You know? Either way, it's too little, too late. You know.
Now this video, and you know, hits really home because the same dyes that are banned in Europe are still included in U.S. versions of those same exact brands, and Americans are fed up about it. We just talked to Toria Brooke a few minutes ago, on fertility issues in the United States. All of this processed food, like why are fertility rates dropping, precipitously? Listen to this woman; she went viral yesterday.
At this point, how are you not just curious? How do you not want to just try something different? Look around. Look how many young people have cancer nowadays. Children have cancer. Look at the skyrocketing rates of autism. How come none of us can handle dairy anymore? None of us can handle gluten. Everyone has allergies. Dogs. You have to have health insurance for your dogs now. Dogs are getting cancer. Like, look, the food's poisoned, the water's poisoned, the soil's messed up. These companies have no liability. I'm just at the point where I'm like, is it like an ego thing, especially with people on the left? Like, you just don't want to be like, oh, everything I've been told is like a lie. They're purposely making sick because they profit off of it. It's like,
No,
wake up. None of this is normal, and it didn't used to be this bad, and it's only going to get worse as well.
I think what she's alluding to, people say, no, I can't be worried about that
Right.
because if I...
And there's a lot to pay for. You can't undo it, man, okay? What does it say in Numbers? In Numbers 35. Numbers 35 and 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. And so he polluted the land and the things that came out of it. He processed natural things and he processed it to a point where it was poison. You know, he's turned something natural like corn into high fructose corn syrup, which is poison. How did you do that out of something natural, man? You know, it says, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So what happened to all the people that are in the spirit world right now? You know how many people walking around, they done lost a foot or a toe because they were diabetic, you know? Because these carbs are not normal carbs, man. They're highly addictive. That's why people struggle so much with gaining weight. They're insulin resistant. Okay, it throws off things. It makes your pancreas work overtime. It throws everything off, you know. And he's not gonna take responsibility for it. So what's got to happen? The Lord just gonna burn this place up, because believe it or not, this is a very tiny thing on the long list of atrocities this guy has done and is currently doing. Okay, you people are so slow and stupid. You're like, oh yeah, that's a good thing. Like, no, this is literally about to be putting, half of y'all can't even reproduce anymore, man. You know, certain things don't work. The average teenager young man. When I was a kid, I was a teenager, man. I damn near walked around with a constant, you know, hard on, man, because, you know, that was back then, you know. But now the average teenager has the testosterone level of a 68-year-old man. Okay, how did that happen? His eyes look out with fatness, man. You know, greedy. And this nigga wants to go to Mars, man. Give me a break. That's it on that.
Pull the thread. How far will I go? Will I regret the vaccines I gave my children? Will I
I
regret
shouldn't have said that. Let me go back.
I know.
Trans-identified men? We
is talking about? It will.
Well, you can't make this up. CEO of Nestle. This is literally the new head.
Look at this guy. Can't see the look at this nigga, man. He's the new head of the WEF, man. This nigga is literally like a Bond villain, like they said in the video.
Of the WEF. I mean, and yeah, like everyone's like, what is going on with this weird, like, bloody eyeball? And he does.
And nigga, these people are satanic, and they not hiding it no more. Okay, they're getting ready to come down with great wrath. Like, get that real quick. How can you put a nigga like this up there, man? You know, y'all know this shit is over with. Y'all know it's over with, man. Okay. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay? He knows this, man. So something big is getting ready to happen. Okay? I'm about to do a lesson in a second about this trade war. It's a lot of y'all about to feel it in a few weeks, like bad. Okay? So all of you lollygagging, all you guys debating about menial topics, things that don't matter, okay? Y'all about to get caught up in this, man. All right? Because you play too much. Meanwhile, this nigga's running the
Does look a lot
earth.
like Le Chiffre, doesn't he, from Casino Royale, with the bloody dripping eye? Reminds me of this Bond villain easily. So this new guy, though, believes that water is not a human right, but a commodity to be sold and owned by the likes of Nestle. This is the same guy who argued that filling up your pool or washing your car shouldn't be a personal choice. Why? Because some unelected global body should actually be in charge of how much water you're allowed to use per day, you know, for the greater good. Listen to him.
About 50 to 100 liters per day. But not to fill a pool or wash a car. There is a difference. We must transform the way we think about water. By 2025, 1.8 billion people will be living in regions without enough water. Water scarcity is the greatest challenge we face today. And we need to stop.
How is it water scarcity, man? When your river is a constant source of water, but when you go to the rivers, you can't drink out of them, man. You can't do shit out of these rivers, man. Excuse my French. I'm gonna slow down on the, strong words. You can't do nothing out of these rivers, man. You would drop dead. How is it a scarcity? You got major rivers running through every major continent. Okay? It's a renewable resource. Water is, okay? You got groundwater everywhere, but what does he do? He pollutes everything, man. Go do some soil analysis around America. You're gonna see all kind of wicked abominations, man. Chemicals and things you can't pronounce in the soil. It gets into the groundwater, okay? He just dumps shit into the rivers, man. Okay? I'm going back to Psalm 73 again. That's the spirit, because there was a lot more on that. Psalm 73:7. It says their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. All right. So he locked down all of the waterways, and he wants to figure out a way how to charge you for it. Okay. Here it is. He's got more technology than ever to get groundwater, to get water out of the earth. And what does he do? Instead of making it available so life can flourish, he wants to figure out a way to gatekeep it and charge you for it. You know? He says they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. And so that's why this nigga is sitting. That's how he got to make it to be the head chairman of the World Economic Forum. That's how. Because he worked for Nestle, man. Nestle is notorious for cutting off people's water up there in the Great Lakes. You know, between Canada and you know, Chicago and, you know, the Midwest area, Michigan. Okay? That's where they get I believe the bulk of their Nestle water from, man. That should be a free source of water, man. Okay? But he came in and he bottled it up for you. He stole water, basically. Okay? Made it illegal for people to take water out of it, but he got a special license to get water from it. And then he's selling it back to you, okay? And then y'all go into the store, oh man, $3 for a case of 12 pack, that's pretty good. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be free. You see? And you not paying attention to the price, but he sells millions and millions of dollars worth of those waters. Why? Because it's cheap, and he's counting on people doing that because he's counting on people being poor. Okay? So it's a whole Ponzi scheme, man. All right? When the Lord gets back, he's going to get hit with a RICO. You're going to see all of the charges he can hit him with. And then you're going to understand why the judgment that's going to hit this place was necessary. Okay? It says, verse 10, therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. Okay? So this guy's a thief, man. Okay? That's the point.
Not recognizing water as a precious resource. Therefore, water should be better managed, should be better valued, and has to be better preserved.
Yeah.
Bye.
This nigga here. Meanwhile, water is a scarce, one of the most abundant things on the earth. It's somehow become the most scarce thing for people now. Okay? How did that happen? Perverse, wicked rulers, man. Okay? Anyway, ending it there, Lord willing, this is edifying. Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakha Badash. Shalom, Kam Yasharallah.